They used to tell you to keep a little cash under the mattress, just in case. Now, they call it suspicious, they call it risky, they call it a threat. You didn't change, they did. Because suddenly, almost overnight, the system wants you to believe that physical money is a problem, that it's unsafe, unclean, unnecessary, that only criminals use it, that cash is the past, and the future is digital. But what if that narrative is not just wrong? What if it's engineered? What if the war on cash has nothing to do with convenience and everything to do with control? Let's take a closer look. For generations, cash was king. It was freedom in your pocket. No passwords, no surveillance, no third-party approval. You earned it, you held it, you spent it on your terms. But today, try walking into a coffee shop with a $20 bill. You'll be told, sorry, we don't take cash. Not because of demand, not because of efficiency, but because someone, somewhere, is pushing to make that freedom obsolete, and they're doing it fast. Banks are quietly shutting down ATMs across the country. Retailers are going cashless. Governments are floating the idea of central bank digital currencies, programmable money that they can track, freeze, or even expire. And the media? They're doing their part, linking cash to drug dealers, tax evaders, terrorists, making the very idea of holding paper bills seem shady. But ask yourself, since when did privacy become suspicious? Since when did financial independence become criminal? The answer? Since it threatened the people who profit from your dependence. Because here's the truth. Cashless society sounds modern. It sounds sleek, but it's a trap. Let's break it down. When you spend cash, nobody's watching. No data is collected. No algorithm is trained. No banker takes a cut. But when every dollar flows through digital systems, they see everything. What you buy, where you go, who you support, what causes you fund, what subscriptions you maintain, what side of the political aisle you lean toward, based on your transactions. It's not just money anymore. It's a profile, a dossier, a behavioral map. And that map, it can be used against you. Think it can't happen here? Look at Canada. In 2022, the government froze bank accounts of truckers protesting vaccine mandates. Not criminals, not terrorists, just citizens exercising their rights. No due process, no trial, just frozen. Now imagine if every transaction was digital. No cash escape hatch, no alternative. The system wouldn't need to arrest you. It would just cut you off. That's not freedom. That's financial obedience. And it gets worse. With programmable digital currency, they could make your money expire. Imagine stimulus funds that vanish if not spent in 30 days, or digital wallets that won't let you donate to causes they disapprove of. Sound far-fetched? The Chinese Communist Party already does it. Their digital yuan is tied to social credit. Buy too many unapproved books or post inappropriate content, and your spending gets restricted. You think the West isn't watching? Think again. The US Federal Reserve is actively exploring a CBDC. The IMF is pushing for a global digital payment system. And financial elites like Larry Fink and Klaus Schwab, they openly talk about reshaping the global economy with less friction, more surveillance, and centralized authority. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a policy plan. And every time you tap your phone, every time you auto-pay a bill, every time you accept the convenience, you're training the system to assume you won't fight back. So when they finally outlaw cash, it'll feel normal. You'll be told it's safer, cleaner, more efficient, better for the planet. But what they won't tell you is this. In a cashless world, you don't own your money. You're just renting access to it. And that access can be revoked, anytime, without warning. All it takes is the wrong opinion, the wrong donation, the wrong digital trail. And if you think, I have nothing to hide, ask yourself, since when did freedom require permission? Your grandparents paid in cash. They saved in envelopes. They understood the value of holding something real, not just numbers on a screen. They lived through depressions, wars, bank closures. They didn't trust blindly. They knew the system could fail. But today's generation is being trained to see cash as obsolete, like rotary phones or VHS tapes. It's not. It's the last line of defense. Because when the power goes out, when the banks glitch, when the apps crash, what do you think still works? Cash. It doesn't need a signal. It doesn't need approval. It doesn't need a third party. It just works. But that's exactly why they want it gone. Because it works for you, not for them. A world without cash is a world where every transaction is monitored, taxed, manipulated, or denied. Where you're one wrong move from being locked out of your own finances. And you don't get a key, you get a terms of service agreement. You see, this isn't just about money, it's about freedom. The freedom to buy what you want, support who you want, and exist outside the algorithm. Because once cash is gone, there's no going back. So ask yourself, why are they really trying to eliminate cash? Why the sudden push? Why the narrative that only criminals use it? Why the rush to centralize and digitize? What's the real endgame? You be the judge. If this made you question everything, good. That's the first step. Subscribe for more content they don't want you to see. And if you're ready to dig deeper, sign up for the free underground newsletter, link in bio. They keep the surface clean, we operate below it.